I'm in Heatherton, a southern suburb of Melbourne, to meet Les Bagley. Les is a second-generation flower grower. I've known him for several years. And most importantly, he's an inspirational vegetable grower. Hey, Les. How are you?
Hi, Jane.
Haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you.
You too.
How's things?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Family all right? Going along?
Yes, good, yep.
It's good. Things look good here.
Yeah. I started growing vegetables for the family and I grew too much, and a good friend of mine suggested that I start giving them to Sacred Heart Mission. I like their philosophy that they're helping people that are in need, and if you say you're hungry, they'll feed you, and I like that.
You wouldn't know it today, but back in 1999, after a lifetime working in the family's nursery business, Les had a massive stroke and found himself paralysed down the right side of his body.
I couldn't work. It was devastating. I had depression and all that sort of thing, you know. I didn't know whether I was going to be able to cuddle my wife and my grandkids, my own kids, and, you know, it's very depressing. You go from working 100 hours a week to laying flat on your back, never knowing if you're going to be able to move again, and you have a lot of time to think and contemplate what you've been doing with your life.
Although his movement was limited as a result of the stroke, Les was determined to do whatever he possibly could to speed up his rehabilitation. So he decided to get back out into the garden to help him get moving again.
As part of my recovery, Jane, I decided to grow some vegetables for the family.
Well, you've got a bit bigger now.
Oh, well, I've got the infrastructure here, you know, the old glass houses.
Well, it's a perfect place to grow veggies.
It is, it's perfect, yeah. You know, I've got all the machinery that I can do it all with too.
How did you move from going on a small scale to a really big scale?
Well, I just got excited about the fact that Sacred Heart was so happy about getting the vegetables. It inspired me to keep doing it, and here we are today.
A few veggies became a 3-hectare garden that quickly became too big for Les to manage alone. So now he's assisted by a regular group of volunteer workers.
I've been coming here for 4 years, and this time of the year we come down sometimes two times a week. So, you know, we're doing a lot of planting and weeding.
He doesn't have to do it. You know, he does it for other people. He doesn't have to force people to work. They come here because they love it.
It is amazing the amount of silver beet you got. It shows just how much you're doing here.
Yeah, we do a lot. Last year we did 8 tonne of pumpkins, and one day we harvested 80 crates of zucchinis.
In one day?
In one day, yeah. They're an amazing plant.
And what about the berries down there?
Berries, we did 1,000 punnets of blackberries, and we did roughly the same of raspberries. So,
gee, and all with just a handful of volunteers.
Later in the program, we'll be seeing what happens to these fresh herbs and veggies. Les works very hard in his own garden, and so he doesn't have much of an opportunity to see the end results of his hard labours. So we'll be heading to the kitchen at the Sacred Heart Mission to see just how much his effort and his produce are appreciated. Earlier in the program, we saw Les Bagley working in his garden growing fantastic fresh vegetables for this place, the Sacred Heart Mission in St Kilda, Melbourne. Usually Les is very busy and doesn't get much of a chance to come down here. So today he's really looking forward to seeing the good that comes from all his hard work. The mission supports people in crisis, including homelessness, those fleeing violence, the unemployed, as well as recently arrived immigrants and refugees. G'day, Les.
Hello, Jane.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again, yeah.
I tell you what, they'll be very keen in the kitchen to see these beautiful
Yeah, I'm
veggies.
really excited to see what they're going to do with them, yeah.
You want a hand?
Oh,
I'll get it. I
why
can give
not?
you a hand. Okay.
That might do, I think, Jane.
All right. I wonder what they're going to do with all that rhubarb. Beautiful.
Got a lot of room here.
Do you always have about this much, Les?
Yeah, there's usually 30 or 40 boxes.
At the centre of the mission's work is the meals program, and that's where suppliers like Les come in, because about 90% of the food is donated and very little has to be bought in.
Hi, Suzanne.
Hello. Good on you.
Suzanne McDonnell is the coordinator of the meals program, overseeing the organised chaos of preparing hundreds of meals a day, 365 days a year.
And today, by the look of it, we've got rhubarb.
What are you going to do with that? There's masses of it.
And there is, but we feed 400 people a day, every day of the year. 3-course sit-down meal.
Fantastic.
That will go in no time. And I'm looking at that now and thinking rhubarb and apple crumble. So
very nice.
And sometimes when we don't get a lot of silver beet, we substitute with warrigal greens. We'll strip the stem. We've got Asian chefs there who have some terrific recipes for this, so I expect to see that in a lot of stir fries this week.
The volunteers come from all walks of life and spend as little or as much time as they can spare.
How long have you been volunteering?
About 5 years.
Yeah. And why do you do it?
Well, because I just like to give something back to the community. We're always take, so it's just nice to have a few hours of my time give back.
It's very rewarding, very rewarding.
Do you really find that?
Oh, yes, definitely, yes.
Without you, these carrots wouldn't be done, would they?
Well, no, they mightn't be.
Thanks, Marie.
It's a rewarding time for Les to see the veggies that he's spent so much time and effort growing finally ending up on a plate.
How are you, Bill? How you doing?
Nice to meet you, mate.
I grow that warrigal greens that you're eating now.
Oh, they're bloody lovely.
All the blackberries and raspberries that you have here come from my place too.
This really is delicious.
Yeah. There you go. It is.
Beautiful.
The demand for meals is huge, so the kitchen staff and volunteers are always busy every day of the year. At Christmas, they can feed up to 600 hungry clients, but without people like Les, it simply wouldn't be possible.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's just fantastic. I'm in awe of all this.
Oh, he's passionate. He's just passionate. Les works so hard and he gets up at 4 a.m. sometimes. He's out in that garden all the time. I think he just is one of those people that loves to give. So that's Les, yeah.
I feel like giving a bit back to the community, and I found out about Sacred Heart and I was just inspired to do it from there. I don't want credit, I do it for me and for them.